Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange. It's the first games as champions away to Chelsea, Sunday at 4:30, and you know what that means? It's Guard of Honour. We get a Guard of Honour, Caicedo, Lavia, eat humble pie. You're going to be stood on the sidelines, clapping us, come onto the pitch. And it's great to know. It's great that we're going to get that Guard of Honour at Chelsea. It's even better that we're going to get one at Anfield from Arsenal as well. Hopefully after we've just gone out to PSG in the Champions League as well, just to really rub it in their faces. But listen, this is still a big game. I know there's a lot of people saying that there's not really anything left for us to play for. We've won the league. Yes, that is true. But for me, the next season starts now. And this is your time to look, the pressures of the Premier League, you can't really take risks. Whereas now, in the last 4 games, we've got that opportunity where we can give Harvey Elliott a chance in the Szoboszlai role, and we can see if he's got what it takes to play a part next season. I personally think he has. I'm not sure how Arne Slot views that. But players like Jarrell Quansah as well, Simicast potentially. Look, we know Luis Diaz, there's a lot of talk in the media for him leaving. It's an opportunity for him to go and get a new contract, get himself a new contract. We'll see how that pans out. But yeah, listen, we need to continue the momentum. We need to see this season through because, like I say, it isn't over yet. We can't afford to let our performance levels drop, especially against Chelsea as well, because they've got everything to fight for. They're still playing for Champions League football. I think they're going to be bang up for it. We beat them 2-1 in the reverse fixture. It was a close game. I think we're probably going to be looking at another close game this time. Maybe even closer, if I'm honest. One of the key factors in this game is Nicholas Jackson. I know he gets a lot of stick on social media, but he is a very good player. He's a very, very good player. He's back from injury. He scored at the weekend, so he's back within the goals. I think he's a big part in terms of Chelsea and making that team tick. I think Cole Palmer's missed him. I think the current sort of, pardon the pun, but the current cold patch that we've seen from him possibly has something to do with Nicholas Jackson not being in the team. And I think we're probably going to see the Chelsea of the early part of the season as opposed to what we saw recently from Chelsea. I think they're starting to hit a bit of form at the right time. 4 games left. They'll be bang up for this, and it's not going to be an easy game. Like I say, is Arne Slot going to give opportunities to the fringe players, or is he going to go with a strong team? I think he's going to go strong. There's been opportunities throughout the season where I thought he might rest players, and he doesn't. He doesn't seem to like to rest players, or he has a lack of trust in those fringe players. So I think he's going to go with a strong squad. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity here for Liverpool to just give some chances to players that maybe Arne Slot's made his mind up on, but ready for next season. I mean, personally, I would like to see Chiesa. I really don't want Chiesa to leave this club. I don't believe he's been given an opportunity. I saw reports this week come out that Arne Slot lost trust in Chiesa for the performance he put in against Plymouth in the FA Cup. I don't believe too much of that. The reason being, he wasn't the worst player that day. There was a lot of players, all of the players, none of them turned up. Harvey Elliott was bang average. Jarrell Quansah was average. We didn't look like a team that had any momentum. We didn't look like a team full stop. It looked like individuals out there that had never played the game together. And maybe that's part of why Arne Slot has stuck with this minimalistic approach in terms of players, because that game does still etch in his memory, and he thinks he feels let down from the players in that game. Look, it's an FA Cup game. You're always going to have a little bit of a lackluster performance when you change so many players, but Yeah, I think that probably is still in his head, and that's probably a reason why we've not seen too much of what I would say the fringe players are this season. In terms of predicted lineup, then I'm going to go strong. I'm going to go the mighty Alisson Becker in goal. Unbelievable goalkeeper. I read his article this week, and it's so emotional, so sad what he went through during COVID, and obviously, yeah, I mean, I've seen a few tweets saying we need to get a banner made up in the Kop, Liverpool dad save. That'd be unbelievable. That would, and I'm sure Alisson would appreciate that. But yeah, for me, Alisson Becker, best goalkeeper in the world. Not sure what's going to happen next season when Mohamed Ashley comes in. I would imagine Mohamed Ashley will be number 2 for a season, and then potentially Alisson might move on, maybe go back home to Brazil. But yeah, Alisson in goals. I think he's going to start Trent at right back. I don't know why, especially if Trent's leaving. I would be starting Bradley, but obviously Bradley missed a game against Tottenham, which was a shame because he's just come back from injury. But we'll have to wait and see if he's going to be ready for this one. We'll find out in the press conference this morning at time of recording this video. I don't know. Canate, Van Dijk, centre backs, obvious. There's not going to be any changes there. I think he's going to play Robbo as well. I think the experience all these guys went through on Sunday against Tottenham, I think they'll still be on a high. They'll be buzzing, and I think Robbo will keep that spot at left back as well. And for me, he's the best left back. He's better than Costas, so that's a no-brainer. I think we're going to see one change in midfield. I think we'll stick with McAllister and Gravenberch. I think we may see Curtis Jones come in for Szoboszlai. I think this is not a game where we will need to press at the intensity that we have been doing recently. I think it's more of a game where we'll be looking to open up the defence, and I think Curtis Jones is a man to do that. Maybe bring a little bit of creativity to the club. So yeah, I think Curtis Jones will come in for Szoboszlai, and I think the front three. Unfortunately for Diaz, I don't have him starting this game. I've got Gakpo, I've got Moore, and I've got Diogo Jota. I think that will be the front three for this game. I think if we're looking at Curtis Jones in there to bring a little bit of creativity in there, we need a striker that's going to be in the box to put away those passes. I think Luis Diaz likes to hover around the edge of a box. I think Jota's more an out-and-out striker, so that's the reason I think Jota will start this game. In terms of key battles, there's a couple. The first one for me is Salah versus Cucurella. Cucurella likes to get forward. He's got a good engine on him. He's a little bit of a wind-up merchant, but I think Salah will stay high. I think Cucurella will have his work cut out. I think by Salah staying high, maybe he will not get forward as much, which would certainly help Trent out and allow Trent to get forward more. But I think that's one of the key battles. I think he's got a mistake in him. I think, look, on his day, Mo Salah could run Cucurella ragged. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out, but I think that's one of the big ones. And next up, I think Cole Palmer. I think he's going to start playing his way into a bit of form. Whoever's been tasked with looking after him, whether it's Gravenberch or McAllister, I think it'll probably be McAllister. I think he's got a big job on his hands. I think the aim will be when Chelsea have the ball to just not allow Cole Palmer to get the ball, mark him out the game. I think McAllister is very good at that. And then when we get the ball, McAllister can run off and find space for himself. So I think those are the key battles. Salah versus Cucurella and Palmer versus McAllister. And I think that, look, I know I've said I wouldn't start Szoboszlai. I think the key to winning this game is to put pressure on the back four of Chelsea and the goalkeeper. We all know that Robert Sanchez isn't the best with his distribution. Certainly, if we can put pressure on him, we can force them into mistakes. I think Curtis Jones is very good at closing the goalkeeper down. I think Szoboszlai is better at making reactive runs, so chasing the ball when the opponents have a ball. Whereas I think Curtis Jones is better at that initiating that press and getting on the front foot and getting his teammates up the field as well. So yeah, I think that's the key to winning this game is mark Cole Palmer out the game, don't let him get involved, and to the high press on the back four and the goalkeeper. I think if we can do that, I think we can get a good result. But saying that, Chelsea are in good form. They've won 3 and drawn over the last 2, so they're unbeaten. It's not going to be an easy game, like I said. Hopefully there's no hangover from Liverpool. Hopefully they don't go into this game believing there's nothing to play for, because look, we've got 4 games left in the season. We want to pick up as many points as we can. Yes, ultimately, if we drop points, it doesn't matter, but Arne Slot won't stand for that. Arne Slot will want the boys to continue the momentum and go and finish the season strong. In terms of the score prediction, I'm gonna go for a Liverpool 2-1 win, and I'm actually gonna go for a goal for Curtis Jones. I think he'll get on the score sheet today. Tomorrow. I think he's got a goal in him as Curtis Jones. He makes some good runs. Late runs into the box, and I think Chelsea will struggle to pick him up. 2-1 Liverpool, another 3 points in the bag. Dash Chelsea's qualification hopes for Champions League. Yeah, I think we're in for a good game tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the video. I'll see you on the next one.